0-0-2.
At court on the first point. Good defense by Jorja.
0-0-1. Point.
That return just goes long. You're going to see, obviously, if you've been watching earlier, the singles, the wind has been playing an effect on the players today. So we're going to see how both sides kind of handle the different sides of wind right now.
Serve. 1-0-2. Point.
Good hands battle there.
2-0-2.
Allyce popped that ding just a little too high. It looked like she might have been unsure what she wanted to do with it. Maybe just a little bit confusion in the execution of that shot.
Point.
Julian sails it just deep.
4-0-2. Point. Timeout receiver.
Johnsons are taking an early lead back. We are back out of the timeout. We got J.W. Johnson, Jorja Johnson up 5-0 in this first game of mixed doubles against Allyce Jones and Julian Arnold.
Point.
Good combo there by the Johnson siblings.
6-0-2.
Good flick there by Jorja in the middle. Yeah, just some unforced errors off the bat from Allyce and Julian. They have to tune those in if they want a chance at bringing this to a third. Wow.
What a point.
And there we get our first andiamo from Julian.
There's one. Those are the kind of points I'm expecting out of this match. I mean, I believe we're going to see more of this as Allyce and Julian start finding their groove, start executing their shots more. That was a great point.
0-8-1. Second serve.
I mean, Jorja and JW are just so good at dictating and really putting the pressure on their opponents. I think that's what the top teams do so well.
Point.
Julian says we're on the board. Here we go. See if they can make a comeback right now.
Fortunate net cord there. Good drive by Julian and a crash by Allyce. Just got a little unlucky.
8-1-1.
Great cover by
Thank you, sir.
Julian.
8-1-2.
That is a kaleidoscopic speed up by Julian Arnold, right down the middle there. Well job, good job.
1-8-1. Second serve. 1-8-2. Side out. 8-1-1.
That was a great deep serve by Georgia. I've just been noticing the past few points, the winning team usually has the best deep return and deep serve. How deep that is? Great. Immediately putting the pressure on the receiving team. It was a great ball.
10-1-1.
Good hands there by Julian, way to cover that middle.
Julian's got one of the best hands in the game. They're just so quick.
2-1-2. Side out.
Just goes long on that serve. All right, let's see if they can get a couple points here to come back in this first game.
Second serve. 1-10-2. Point.
Good job by Allyce putting that ball back at J-Dub's feet. Allyce is now serving 2-10-2 in the first game.
Point.
Yeah, it's tough with the wind there. You can see it die in the middle of the court.
3-10-2. Set up. 10-3-1. Point being
That will
11-3.
do it for our first game.
0-0-2. Point.
Julian's having a little bit of trouble with these balls up at his chest. Usually he's good with those, so he's going to see if he can tune those in here.
Point.
I mean, it's hard, right? Like when we're playing on the court, that wind does just play a factor into holding the ball up a little bit longer or dropping it.
Oh, good defense by Jorja on the first ball. Way to dig that overhead. And the second one just goes barely wide there.
So yeah, I love that drive by Julian. Like we said, dictating, taking initiative to be aggressive right off the bat.
Great combination there from Julian and Allyce. Way to get that done. Looks like they're playing more confidently now, and it's working out well for them so far.
Tied up. 2-2-1. Point.
Another let cord going the way of the Johnson siblings. So here it says that the Johnsons have had a record together playing mixed doubles of 207 versus losing 67 of those. That is a crazy stat, obviously showing off their dominance as a sibling partnership. It's awesome.
2-2. Point.
Again, we're just unfortunately seeing some unforced errors, again, coming from the
2-2.
Jones and Arnold side. See if they can clean them up right here. Again, that dictating the offense, it really does make a huge difference in the way of how the points go here on the tour. The best teams can just really use aggression to their benefit.
Point.
Allyce Jones and Julian Arnold's mixed doubles career record is 6-3, so looking pretty good so far.
Obviously, it's hard to compare that when you're the other side with your siblings, where it's just easier to understand how each other's play has that great chemistry.
Second serve. 3-4-2. Side out.
Wind beginning to pick up here again.
4-3-1. Point.
Julian showing some frustration with those balls.
5-3-1.
The wind's definitely playing a factor here. What a point. Ends with the net cord. Great hands from Julian and Allyce.
5-3-2.
Love that ball by Allyce, just jamming the shoulder, the inside shoulder of Jorja Johnson, giving a pop-up for Julian to close it out. I'd love to see more of those shots going into this next side out on their serve here.
Three, 5-1.
There's another one. Good. Yeah, I think that would be the game strategy if I was Allyce and Julian, is just try to really jam up Jorja and see if we can just close, make her feel some pressure.
Second serve.
Allyce is serving on their second serve now. 4-5 in the second game. We're going to see if they can build upon this run here.
Side out. Five, 4-1. Second serve.
Good communication by Allyce, making sure that Julian left that ball that just sailed wide.
5-4-2. Point.
And what makes Jorja Johnson one of the top females in the sport is that she's just so good at any position in the court. Whether she's on offense or defense, she just moves the ball so well. JW, same thing, showcasing his skill of placing the ball, making his opponents feel the pressure. Just poking that one at Allyce's feet and making her just miss it.
7-4-2. Side out. 4-7-1.
Great pressure by JW there. You know, they call him a flick wizard for a reason. He's so good at playing that ball right at their feet.
Yeah.
4-7-2. Point.
Again, big deep return or serve. Sorry, my bad. Putting the pressure on Jorja on that return.
5-7-2.
I don't mind that poach by Julian. I think he just went a little too early, and Jorja saw that and smartly put the ball behind him.
7-5-1.
Good counter by Julian. You saw JW poaching in the middle there, and Julian took it right behind him.
7-5-2.
Oh, and the wind again, just making it hang a little longer than I think Allyce was expecting. It's unfortunate.
8-5-2. Timeout receiver 9-5-2.
All right.
They took the first game. They are up 9-5 here in the second game.
Point.
Great ball by JW. Just putting it not very hard, but with lots of spin that just brought the ball down at the feet of Allyce Jones, making it hard for her to get it.
10-5-2. Point game match 11-5.
And there's the match. JW and Jorja Johnson will take the match against Allyce and Julian Arnold.
Yeah, they played such a strong game. I mean, we saw obviously the wind did play a factor, but they just handled it a little bit better, I think, just executing their shots the way they wanted, putting the pressure on Julian and Allyce, and obviously like that chemistry just showed of their knowing who was taking which ball, knowing how to cover. Yeah, they played a great match.